Alright, what's good, Simps? The worst duelist here. I'm coming at you guys with just a casual game that me and my buddy had the other day. So a quick match. We played a best of 3, no sideboard. I'm playing the Nephthys deck. He's playing a very interesting Unchained artifact deck that I would potentially like to get on the channel. It's something that he's been testing for about a week and a half. This was actually part of our testing sessions with the both of us. I will note, though, that this is a different Nephthys list than the one that I posted on the channel. This list still had Chronicler in it, and there was just a few other things that was changed over the course of this play testing. This testing session actually is what kind of led me to more of my final build after just playing more reps with the deck, if you will. Alright, so I won the die roll, so I'll be going first, of course, because I'm trying to set up my combo. My hand's absolutely nuts, which is nice, so we go for the extra foolish into the Herald, and we're going to go ahead and grab the Conductor here. We're going to go pre-prep, and we're going to get the Devotee and the Rebirth of Nephthys. Of course, that's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to set up Conductor with as little investment as possible, and pre-prep is a card that will allow us to do that. So we're going to go special a Devotee from deck. We're going to special a Disciple from deck because we have not used our normal summon. We have not opened the Diviner. We're going to pop the Baby Rock, which is, again, just insane, exactly what we're trying to do here. We're going to go Link into Nephthys and Sacred Preserver. And then, of course, we're going to add our Chicken and our Rebirth. And we have not normal summon, which is very nice. Playing open-handed here just for the testing purposes. I believe here we may go Hulk. I don't exactly remember what I end up doing here. I imagine it's got to be Hulk, right? So we go Devotee, actually, into those two, into Simorg straight away. Just getting that out of the way. I think he might be asking what effects the Nephthys cards do, because he isn't very familiar with this deck. He hasn't played me a ton with this. So we destroy the Chronicler from our hand to special back our Conductor, and then we're going to go into IP. Okay, we don't actually need to go to the Hulk here. We're just going to go right into the Win and step on up into Evermax and get our little bit of a lock going with, what is it, 2 cards in hand. We're going to float into some stuff on the following turn. We'll get the statue with the Evermax. Can't be targeted, control card effects, whatever. Dark roll me, bro, I dare you. So we have our full combo, and I'm pretty sure there's not much that he could do here. Seeing as how he's playing Unchained Artifacts, I mean, it's like all of this stuff targets, and he can't target my cards. So yeah, he just packs it up here. So we have the Conductor, we have the Matriarch, going back to hand off Chronicler, we have Devotee set up in Grave. So yeah, that's pretty absurd. A lot of follow-up as well. Very easily kill him. But yeah, I suppose that's, you know, a good display of what we're trying to do here. Alright, but we're packing it up. We're going to game 2. He's going to start. It's very difficult for me to win whenever he starts, because obviously Sanctum Package just completely shits on my entire deck. That's really unfortunate. Like, there is some plays within the main deck that we can do, but those options are very few and far between. So, I see that we went Rakea, or Aruha Pop Traps, Special Samsara Pop, Aruha, set a card from hand. I think that's what happened there. Trying to get caught up here. I can't tell which one that is. I think it's the dog. I think it's the big 3000 guy. Well, it looks like he's going to get something else, though. We definitely are 100% playing tape backs because, again, we're just play testing. So it looks like he gets the dog again, and he just goes into the Unchained Soul of Rage, setting 2 more back row, and he's going. I might draw Ignition, Pop. Fuck, I forget which card that is. And then he's going to special Rakea, and he's going to go ahead and get his Scythe, which again is just very, very annoying for me. So that definitely sucks. So we're going to Dark Ruler his board. Just, you know, really no reason not to. We're going to go the extra foolish here, jumping more than likely to the Herald. Unless we're ballsy, we go for the Tis and blind pop a back row, which is, you know, not exactly the greatest against a deck that's playing Sanctum. So he's going Trap, Blow Up, Scythe, Special Summon. Which we did actually go for the Tis to pop his Link monster, maybe? I don't know. But anyway, he goes Scythe, we go normal Disciple. We go pot for 3, maybe, I imagine. Oh, it looks like we're going for 6. It's a hard decision when you go for 6 in this deck. Because like with most decks that I played Prosperity, and it seems like whenever you Prosperity for 6, you pretty much lose all of your late game options, or really just like any of your additional options that you may happen to play in the deck, which can be frustrating sometimes when you do go to the grind and you really don't have much at your disposal. Which I actually believe happens in one of these games. So we're going to go for the Devotee here. I'm not too sure what I'm holding in hand, I don't remember. So we're going to Rebirth, we're going to go for the Devotee, and then we're going to go ahead and find, more than likely, the Matriarch. Yeah, so we can try to, I imagine here we're just going to try to wall up. There's not much else that I can do here. So we're going to Matriarch, pop Baboon, which is nice, and we're going to get double Baboons, and we're going to trigger the double Baboons as well to kind of cycle and set up for next turn, so that whenever we do have access to our extra deck again, hopefully if he's not holding a Sanctum or another Scythe, we do have the ability to go for a push at least. But this, you know, the thing about this Unchained artifact deck is playing the artifact package just gives you a turn to set up. Like, he did lose all of his cards, but yeah, he gets just a whole turn to set up, which does not actually end up happening for him here. But he tributes for the dog and uses one of my guys to make the Unchained guy, which is really funny, because then you get, of course, Lincoln again on my turn whenever I'm trying to do my combo play. But yeah, obviously his hand wasn't the greatest. But yeah, that's pretty cool though, that he sacked the dog. Pretty cheeky. He's just reading all my guys to make sure if he doesn't want to preemptively do that. Oh no, he's killing. It's still his turn. He's killing one of my guys. So we're going to Disciple. We're going to go pop Baby Rock on my turn. We're going to add the Conductor. We're going to special the Baby Rock. Here we could go for Herald so that we can try to shut him off of his guy. And it looks like we do go for the Herald to try to get a little bit of protection during our turn when we do commit to this this here Conductor. But what's the move here? What's the move? So he uses the Unchained guy, I think. I'm not sure why I didn't negate it, but we get the Herald Search. I don't actually even know what he went into here. I don't know what that is. I can't tell. But we're going to go into the Chronicler, I guess is what's happening here. He's going to go Phantasme when I go into the Link Monster. Oh yeah, I go to the Chronicler because it's all I have left. Because at this point I was still playing just 1 and 1 of the Matriarch and the Chronicler. So we're going to go Effective the Bird, Search, and Normal Summon. We're going to link those guys off into IP. Looking again, our options are running kind of slim here because of the fact that we don't have a lot of access to the extra deck. But we're going to go for a code here. Code under IP 43 with 2 pops, maybe 3, I can't tell. I think it's 2 pops. So we're going to pop the Phantasme. He can't respond because of code. He's just double checking. Not really too sure why this Rebirth is still sitting here. And then we're going to pop the other guy with code. We're going to go Matriarch into our Conductor here. We're going to punch for damage. And I think here was a misplay. I feel like I should have left the code up instead of going for the Simorgh Link into the statue, but he was on 1 card, so I was trying to lock him out of the game, but, you know, really he draws any access to a monster, and he outs this lock, so I probably should have just left the code up with both of my Nephthys monsters. But yeah, it's unfortunate, because I feel like he would have had a little bit of a harder time getting over that board than just simply attack statue and then continue to play. Because he can, of course, just link off my Simorgh. There's a lot of stuff that he can do to deal with the Simorgh, so that's kind of unfortunate. But he goes and finds the Samsara here. Just, again, like I say, he's just going to simply normal summon, and he's going to punch over the statue. So, yeah, that's definitely a mistake on my end. I'm not too sure if it would have changed a whole ton, but, you know, here we go with Samsara, pop, and then we get the trap. Looks like he popped an Ignition too, I think is what happened there. Then we go End Phase Baby Rock, which unfortunately does not get the Ignition because the Ignition has to be destroyed by your opponent's card. I think at least. In this build, I also wasn't playing the Apex Avian, which would have been like fucking absolutely gigantic in this matchup. And this Sacred Phoenix is hilariously bad in this matchup because it just triggers his fucking trap cards. Like literally everything in his back row triggers off destruction, but the effect to special summon, I believe, is not mandatory, but I wanted the body. But whenever you do special summon it, the effect to destroy all back row is mandatory, so that sucks. It's definitely not a can, there is no option. So I believe I just punch over his guys here. And of course, looking at my extra deck is just Gossip Shadow and Avermax, because I kind of exhausted everything else. And the Prosperity banished the rest of my options, so that kind of sucks. Because we had like a Hulk play in here somewhere. We're just going to go end phase, get another Baby Rock, and here again, the Avian would have just won the game. He's on literally 2 cards. It's just unfortunate. But we end up grinding it out because, again, I just wasn't playing the Avian. Because, again, it was like I said in the profile, it's something that I was having issues with. I was playing 41, I cut it, I put it back in. I tried different ratios, and I set it on when I played in the profile. But he just goes for the Unchained Soul guy, linking off with, I think, the dog. I couldn't tell. It was talking. So we go pre-prep here, adding the Cerulean Sacred Phoenix and adding the Ritual spell. I don't remember if we get the spell from grave. No, we have one left in deck. So we're kind of boned here because our only option is to tribute the Phoenix. But of course, he's going to read my cards and quickly realize that he could just link off my Phoenix for the Anguish, which is exactly what he does, and it's kind of a wrap from there. I don't have any other plays. I forget what the last card in my hand is, but it is a pot that I cannot use. So we're going to pack it up. We're going to go to the final game here. And again, I'm on the play, but, you know, unless I open that perfect combo, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to win the game. Because you really need to have the Samorg pointing to the statue with the Avermax in the main zone, with, of course, made with IP and such, just so that you have just, like, the utmost protection overall, regardless of me just playing Unchained, which has lots of targeting and removal. So we're going to Disciple, we're going to pop Baboon, which is a good start, of course, because we can go for the early Gossip Shadow, if we care to do so. We're going to Baboon, we're going to Sculpt our hand. Again, these Baboons are just like an amazing addition to this deck, at least in my opinion, because even if you open the double, you can at least special summon one from deck and get a free material. But if you open all 3, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Just get fucked. I guess you could normal one and put the other one back, but that's not really going to do a whole ton for you in Nephthys. So anyway, we're going to get double Baboon. We're going to count a little bit here, just making sure that we have everything, because the hand is awkward from what I remember. We have to do this a bit of a strange way. So we're going to go for Link Summon first, it looks like. Link Summon is the IP. Yeah, okay, so yeah, this is why we had issues. I remember now, because we had to go for this IP first, when technically we could have just made a Bamboozling, but I didn't go for the Bamboozling because I knew for 100% that he did not play hand traps. So now we're going to end up stuck with the Samorg Link in the main zone. Whereas if we just overlaid for the Gossip Shadow, we could have protected our combo and then just linked it off at the end, which isn't the greatest because then you can just get nibbed. But again, like I said, I only really went for this line because I knew 100% for a fact that he did not have hand traps in his deck. Well, I think he might play Ash, I don't remember though, but that's fine. So anyway, we go for the Avermax, and then we have not used the Matriarch, which is like where we could have had everything if we simply just made Gossip Shadow first. So that was definitely just a mistake on my end. But yeah, we go for Samorg, and then we go for Statue, and he's just, of course, clarifying, okay, so I can target the Statue. So he has an outplay to it, so that's pretty unfortunate on my end. But we'll see exactly what happens. I don't remember exactly how it goes down. And my one back row, I think, is Called By. And he's, of course, going to start with the Ignition. And the Called By actually been quite good against his deck. He's going to set a Morale attack, which is, you know, pretty funny, actually, that he plays that card. I mean, it's good. It's just additional removal, and I believe it pops any face-up card. I don't think it has to be what your opponent controls. I could be wrong on that. I don't remember. It's been a while since I've used a Morale attack, but... So we see that happen here. We're going to go ahead and put it face down. Then we're just going to set a bunch of back row. Heard that. Then we're going to go end phase. Oh no, we're going to go normal summon, of course. Yeah, okay, we're not done yet. I thought we were going end phase. But yeah, now we're going end phase to get Baby Rock. So again, it's like kind of hard here because I already used the win, so I can't actually even get out of my own barrier lock. Not that I absolutely have to. I have my entire extra deck still, though, so that's definitely nice. But he's just going to immediately pop that, and he's going to start his engine going. Of course, floating into whatever he may want to float into. Having access to the artifacts now. His morale attack is interruption. I mean, you know, I can't hit my link monsters because Samorg still can't be targeted, and Avermax was made with IP, and also he just can't be targeted in general. But anyway, we're going to go morale attack. We're going to pop the Baby Rock, and we're going to go pots again. It's, you know, could be one of the deciding factors. It could just be like a pivotal moment in this game where I kind of lose out access late game to a lot of options. So, you know, that could be unfortunate for me. And it looks like we're going to reveal a lot of good cards, but I just don't think any of this actually really helps me here. He did everything in standby phase for the record, so I can't actually go for talents here. I actually clarified this with him when I revealed double talents. I was like, that was all standby phase, right? He's like, oh yeah, 100% all standby phase. So playing around the talents very well on his end. Although funny enough, I don't think he even knew that I played talents at this point in time. I like how I just put those cards back at the top of my deck and just didn't blink an eye. Although I'm going to be 100% honest, I'm not really too sure why the Sacred Phoenix and Nephthys is on the board. I don't exactly know what happened there. I don't know, maybe we're just missing something. I think maybe actually some more, I think summoned it out of my hand. I'm not sure, because it does seem to be either end phase or his turn now. I don't know, I kind of lost track there, rambling out the pot, which the cards are still on top of my deck, by the way. So we're going to summon the dog. This is just kind of spiraling out of control here. So that's definitely unfortunate. Oh, I think we went back at some point. I see. Very professional. My bad. Yeah. Like I said, we were playing takebacks. I just, you know, wasn't paying attention exactly what's happening. So now we're potting. He's done all of this in draw phase, I think. Yeah. Okay. So he did everything in draw phase. So then the Sacred Phoenix could come back. Now we're in main phase 1. Now we're potting. I see. And we're deciding what we want. Okay, it makes sense now. We did a bit of a reversal there. So now he has, you know, a complete sort of setup going here. I think due to the Sacred Phoenix coming out, it changes a lot because of the fact that he gets a bunch of triggers. So we're going to extra foolish. We're going to send Herald. We're going to add the big chicken, which really isn't going to do a whole ton for us. So that's, you know, so we're going to rebirth. We're going to summon the big chicken. It's a little bit bigger, I guess, but it's really not going to do a lot. Just double checking what all of his guys do, because it is kind of confusing to a degree. But yeah, this game's pretty much fucking sealed on my end. Again, it's like coming down to the last options in my extra deck are Trickstar Bloom, into I think Fiber, and there's a code sitting there as well. So like, if we could draw Diviner or something, we could have gone Bloom, Fiber, straight into a code play, and we could have used the Avermax for the code as well, so that we could have had a fucking, like, you know, 63 a 63 access code with 4 pops, because our grave is just like fully set up at this point with wind, dark, fire, and light would have also been our option as well. But unfortunately that pot did not get us to that, and now he's kind of just doing his thing here. Looks like he's going to link away something with a dog. I can only imagine that he will. So he goes big Unchained guy, I think is what that is. That guy's like non-targeting pop. So he has the ability to destroy whatever he wants, except for the Avermax. But he's got 5 monsters. I think he just goes for an Underworld Goddess. Would actually make the most sense. Yeah, it looks like we have a 4 and then a 5 on the Avermax. Yeah, we're going to go for Underworld Goddess. We're going to attempt to trigger the Avermax. He's going to negate my whole board. He's going to negate with Underworld Goddess when I attempt to trigger the Avermax to shuffle, which is just absolutely broken. So yeah, that's unfortunate. Yeah, so he goes Underworld Goddess negate. He's going to double check this guy, which he can also again just negate whenever it tries to come back. So he kills the chicken, and he kills the Samorg and the Baby Rock. He leaves the chicken up. and then we go ahead and draw effect of the bird. Pop the Nephthys card that we drew for turn. Funny enough. And we're just deciding here that it's pretty much over, I believe. That's kind of what I'm realizing at this point in time. There's not really much that I can do. My only other play is to destroy this and to special summon Devotee, which does absolutely nothing because I think at this point, I crash, he comes back, my next standby phase of chicken would come back, but I'm actually just dead. So that's unfortunate. We ended up losing out this one, 1-2. Again, it's like, if that pot got me into a diviner, things could have been a little bit different because we could have had just like the full-on, just like into code, again with 4 pops, so that could have been a little bit different. But unfortunately, it is not. Had a good time playing this match here with Austin. We'll try to get this Unchained deck on the channel. It is kind of cool. It's definitely a sick concept. But yeah, we definitely lost this one out for Nephthys. Maybe next time. We'll see. All right, Simps. See ya. Thanks.